shout out to the person playing music in the background. Matcha is good for a lot of stuff. Look it up, matcha, M-A-T-C-H-A. A little bit of lemon in here, so turmeric, a couple other things I put in here. I'll probably make a video on the teas I drink or whatever. They all serve a purpose, but really good for the vocals. You know what I'm saying? It's good for the vocals. Amongst other things. This video is not going to be about my tea. But on that note, hopefully everybody's doing good. Everybody's being healthy, physically, mentally, staying above the bullshit. You know. I think I touch base with you, see how you were doing. Let you know a little bit of something on my mind. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the self-check, reality check, blank check, little motto that I have. But it is on a lot of stuff that I promote, I guess, about myself and the mission that I'm on, my purpose, so to speak. And I should explain it a little bit. So I'll go more in depth than in this video. This video is kind of made for the YouTube population. And I also want to, you know, of course, share the love with my family on the website. So this will be like a Cliff Notes version of the self-check, reality check, blank check. Hopefully you guys will get it. And I don't know, it's something I came up with over some time. Nothing that I'm gonna say about it is gonna be new. I don't think. You know, family pretty smart. Family pretty on game. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by on game. Hopefully you guys have been spending your time appropriately. Shit's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shit has been crazy. I can imagine. Shit has been crazy. But it's crazy. At least the real crazy part really isn't the situation, at least not for me. It's more or less like the amount of avenues that have been open ever since this situation has began. And I was like asking everybody taking care of themselves, because it's like there's been no moment in time in my history of living that, well, maybe my state of mind has something to do with it. Yeah, because to be quite honest, it kind of has to do a little bit with the blank check part, because I'll speak third dimensionally speaking. In my history, I've never witnessed a time like this to where the opportunities are endless. Like, it's almost like everything is starting off from zero, and like, or a seed, and like you can choose to grow in any direction that you want. At least that's the perspective, excuse me, that I could get left with. It's like I can't do no wrong. Like, anything I touch is gonna grow. Comment if you're feeling the same kind of thing. It's like anything I touch is gonna grow. It's gonna bear fruit. You know, that I'm gonna be able to survive off of. Metaphysically speaking, esoterically speaking, and third dimensionally speaking, to be quite honest. Bought some seeds. You know what I'm saying? I bought a book. I forget what it's called. It's not here. It's inside. But I brought a book about planting, gardening, making box beds. I don't know. It's just like ever since the spring, I felt this surge of energy, whether it be physically or I don't know. It's just, it feels great. it feels great. I'm so much gratitude, you know. It's crazy how I talk right now. Talk about gratitude. So it should not be that way. But have you been taking care of yourself with this situation? I don't know if any of you had ever come across any of the, I think I dropped like 3 or 4 videos on YouTube prior when I was driving and stuff. And I think I may have touched on like what you're doing with your time. What direction you're going. Are you taking care of your mental health? Because if you notice right now, that's the topic of conversation. Your state of mind, you know what I'm saying? Is your state of mind is very important right now. Being secure in your state of mind. Especially if it goes in connection with what I'm talking about with the whole anything you touch is gonna grow. Because the seed itself determines what type of fruit you're gonna bear. You know what I'm saying? So on the positive side of things, I feel like all of the seeds that I'm dropping, because that's the point. Dropping seeds so they can grow, so you can reap the benefits of that. But the seeds that I'm dropping are not just for me. In a way, actually initially, first and foremost, it is, because it's a sense of healing. But like if you look at the bottom of the website, it'll say help people, help people. You know what I'm saying? It's like with this shift, with this, I guess, change of direction in regards to perspective, you notice that the seeds that you sow, biblical reference, reap the rewards. Or I should say you reap those rewards. So I don't know. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Hopefully you're digging it too. No pun intended. Talking about planting and shit. But what I've noticed so far is, since the situation started, is how independent I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things I left in the air. A lot of things that I just threw it up and closed my eyes, and whatever landed is whatever landed. And whatever didn't break when it landed, I would keep. And whatever broke, I'd complain about. But over time, sticking to a plan, sticking to really a checklist. I kind of, if I want to compare it to like your car, you know, and then you hear like a tinging or a ringing or a weird sound, and you're not a mechanic, and you don't know anything about it. So what do? You take it to an expert so that they can figure that sound out. You'll try to explain it to them, and then, you know, they'll take your word for what it is, but they'll do their work. They'll do diligence, and they'll figure out what the problem is if it's a good mechanic. Or at least they'll come back with some sort of information that will allow you to understand what's causing the malfunction in your car. So in a sense, what I did was took my body to the body shop. My own body shop, because who else would be a better expert on me than myself? You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'll probably make like a lesson on that, you know, kind of like what I did or what I'm doing, because it's a process that never ends. That's one thing that people don't lean in on in regards to explaining when you're trying to evolve, you know, evolve in a way that's going to serve you, is the fact that it's a process. It's a process, a daily process. It's a process, minute by minute, second by second, to be quite honest. But once you, it's like flying, you know, if you can imagine being a bird, you know. I'm pretty sure the bird takes flying very seriously, but because he's done it so long, and because he or she understands how serious it is, they don't have to be so serious all the time. You know, they can glide, they can fly with the wind. You know, they're still flying. It's still dangerous. It's still risky, but yet and still not stressed about it. You know, focused on something else. Anyway, bit of the checklist goes. Oh, I'm reading my notes here. I wrote kind of colorful and shit. It's really short. Like I said, I don't want to put the long, extended, detailed version on YouTube because them niggas ain't paying me. So the detailed version, eventually I'll put it on the website so that you'll get a better understanding of what I'm saying right now. This should be good enough, to be quite honest, but I like to be more detailed. But in regards to self-check, reality check, blank check, all right, it really should start with blank check first, to be honest, because the way I think about this or approach this specific topic itself really starts at the onset of birth, to be quite honest. Because what is a blank check? It's a blank slate, kind of, right? Blank slate. That's what I'm comparing it to. At this point, it's a blank slate. There's nothing on it. You know, you can put anything on it and then it becomes a picture of whatever you drew. You know what I'm saying? So it's uninfluenced, right? So blank check really starts at the beginning. But for the sake of the reality that we live in, we're going to put it at the end. And we're going to start with self-check. Now, which self-check and reality check, both of those come with 3 particular bullet points. And I'll touch on each one of those bullet points. But again, I'll further expound on those bullet points on my website, which is www.FRENCHNAME PHIL.com. That's me. All right. So we start with self-check. All right. Self-check comes with 3 bullet points. The first is your brain. The second is your heart. And the third is your stomach. And those 3 are very important. That's why they're the 3 bullet points. But with the brain, real quick and easy, it's what you think, how you think, your state of mind. Layman's terms, what you focus on. By the second, by the minute, by the hour, what is it that you devote your attention to? And attention is a funny word. It's not funny. It's funny that they don't explain to you what attention, Aten is an Egyptian god. In psychology, Aten, I believe, is the theta waves. It's either the theta waves or I'm pretty sure it's the theta waves, which have to do with healing. But Aten, like attention. But anyway, your brain. That's the first one. First bullet point, your brain. What do you think? Your state of mind. What is it that you're focusing on? What is it that you're giving your attention to? Which is energy. What are you putting your energy towards? The second thing is your heart. Your desire, your intent. What is it that you want? What is it that you feel like you need? Because whatever it is that you desire has an intent behind it. Okay? It's a process to it. And if you consider what you're focusing on, what you focus on determines how you're going to feel. All right? So it's connected. Start with the brain, again, what you're focusing on. Your heart, what you're focusing on is going to determine how you feel, because your heart has to do with feelings. All right. Now the third is going to be your stomach. Now your stomach has to do with your drive and your will. You know, your gut feeling. It's the reason why they call it gut feeling, your gut, right? But gut feeling, where does feeling come from? Your heart. So it's connected. So your gut feeling is your basic instinct, right? It's your basic instinct. It's how you react in regards to how you feel.